Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
866-91 Steel. That's 866-917-8335.
Good morning, friends. Greetings, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 28 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system. It's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is no miracle at all. It is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health and nutrition or prescription drugs, we welcome your phone calls on The Bright Side. Our number today and every day is 844-236-6010, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about prescription drugs, medications, you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you have a success story you'd like to share, or if you want to contribute to the conversation, likewise, 844-236-6010 is your number. We'll get your calls here in our second segment. If we have calls, we'll get to you in our second segment. If you are interested in purchasing any of the longevity products you hear advertised on the program, or if you want to join the Bright Side Ben team and help spread the word about how important a good nutritional supplement program can be, if you want to help change lives too, you can join the Bright Side Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. Start yourself a little longevity business, make some money, so get your products at the wholesale price if you so desire. You can call the phone team at 866-735-2470. They can tell you all about it. Or you can head over to my website, brightsideben.com, and click on the Join the Team link. You can also check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, or now criticalhealthnews.com. You can purchase any of the longevity products right off the websites, and you can join the Bright Side Ben team right off those websites as well. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll get your calls here in a little bit. This is your common sense nutritional health program, The Bright Side. We simplify the oftentimes confusing ideas of health and nutrition. The basic idea, the most basic idea of what I call the Bright Side philosophy is the idea that truth is simple and health is simple. Truth is simple and health is simple. Albert Einstein said, if you can't explain something to a 6-year-old, then you don't understand it. And I say that if your doctor or healthcare professional can't explain your health challenge to you or to a 6-year-old, then he doesn't understand it. And it's this lack of understanding that permits otherwise intelligent and well-meaning health professionals, doctors and nurses and naturopaths, etc. It's what permits these otherwise well-meaning health professionals to do things to the body that just don't make sense, to ablate the body. To ablate means to destroy. If you go to dictionary.com, it'll define ablation as to remove by vaporization, basically to vaporize or to destroy. And doctors will use an electrical current to ablate part of your heart if it's out of rhythm. Or sometimes they'll dispense some of the most deadly and toxic drugs, or if there's an arrhythmia, or if the thyroid is freaked out, they'll ablate the thyroid with radiation. Now, the average person, the average non-medical person may cringe at this kind of procedure, but if you talk to a doctor who obviously is intelligent, at least in a certain kind of way, they're going to tell you that it's in your health interest to have your heart destroyed. It's in your health interest to have your thyroid removed, or your gallbladder removed, or your female organs removed, or your breast cut off, or your blood poisoned with drugs. It's in your interest. That's what they're going to tell you. And the only way that an otherwise intelligent human being can possibly believe that it is in your health interest to vaporize your heart, that it's in your health interest to participate in these obviously barbaric and primitive procedures, that somehow these procedures are beneficial, the only way an ordinarily intelligent and well-meaning person, healthcare professional, can believe this is because they have been so entranced, as has the general public, been so entranced by the seeming confusion of the biological system, of the biochemical system. But remember, the truth is always simple, and the truth is always easy to understand. And the truth of disease is that it's all the same thing. All diseases are the same thing. Medical professionals are so entranced that they don't even hear the word disease. Dis-ease. Dis-ease, as in not in ease. It's right in the word. The secret to healing and the secret to illness and understanding illness is right in the word. Dis-ease, as in not at ease, as in burdened, as in distressed. This is it, my friends. All lack of health is a freaked out body. This is so powerful. If you are dealing with a degenerative health crisis, this is so powerful. This is your key to healing. This is your key to wellness. All lack of health is a freaked out body, and it doesn't matter if it's acne or arthritis or atherosclerosis or autoimmunity or cancer or heart disease. If it is a disease, it is nothing more and nothing less than some kind of distress, some kind of burden. And continuing on with this understanding, this simplicity, because the body is a naturally regenerating system, if there is a chronic degenerative crisis of some kind, something is mucking up the works. Something is preventing the body from doing its regenerative work. That means something is traveling through the body and interfering with the body's normal regenerative biochemical mechanisms. And how does anything get into the body? How does anything get into the system? How does anything get into the tissues and the cells? There's only one way. Now listen up. If you or a loved one are dealing with a health crisis, this is all you need to know. And this is the truth of health, or the truth of the lack of health. In order for anything to get into the body in a chronic long-term sense, in a fashion that can disrupt the ordinarily regenerative system called the human body, it must be in the blood. Anytime you have a chronic degenerative disease, you've got something in the blood. That's all you need to know. All disease is cell disease, and the only way anything can get into the cells is to first be in the circulatory system. That is the blood and the lymph, which are basically the same thing. They interact, they interface with each other. So you call it the circulatory system, the blood/lymph. This is the only way anything can get into cells and tissues to muck up the works, to cells basically. It has to get into the blood. And there's only three ways for anything to get into the blood/lymph: through the skin, through the nose, through the digestive tract, period. Through the skin, through the nose, through the digestive tract. All disease is cell disease. All cell disease is a dirty circulatory system, and the only way the circulatory system can get dirty is via injection through the skin, or maybe if you have a burn, inhalation through the nose. This occurs rarely, and then primarily, the vast majority of the time, through food and digestion. That is it, people. And there's nothing a doctor can do to clean your blood. Nothing. There's nothing a doctor can do to create ease in the blood. No drugs, no surgical procedures, no radiation. If you are going to a doctor for your autoimmune disease, for your heart disease, for whatever, you have drank the Kool-Aid. And there's nothing you can do, or nothing your doctor can do to help you, but it doesn't matter, because we can do it ourselves. If you're dealing with a degenerative illness and you're serious about getting better, go to our archive page at brightsideben.com and listen to the last 5 minutes of what I just talked about. Listen to it over and over again, and understand that while the medical model is helpless at this level, we are not. At the level of our blood, we are the masters. By oxygenation, detoxification, and changing our eating behaviors, and the strategic use of nutritional supplements, we can immediately, almost as soon as we make the decision, we can immediately change the character of our blood. Oxygen, just breathing can do it. Oxygen alone can do it. Fasting can do it. Eliminating problem foods can do it. And probably the most powerful thing you could do is change the way you eat, especially when it comes to sugar. Now, we've been talking about short-chain fatty acids, short fats for the last week. And when it comes to digestive health, these short fats represent a major link between the foods we eat and our overall health. I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break.
There's a man named Dr. Joel Wallach who is anything but your typical doctor, both a veterinarian and naturopathic physician. Doc asks, why does the United States spend more money on health care by far and still rank 50th in health and longevity worldwide? He believes that people should empower themselves with a basic understanding of nutrition, take charge of their health, and attain optimal health and longevity through nutrition, not by toxic prescription drugs that lead to side effects and more toxic prescription drugs. Doc Wallach's message is resonating with an increasing number of Americans who are waking up to all the big government, big pharma, and big insurance manipulation of our healthcare system. I'm George Norrie, and I like what Doc Wallach is saying and doing to enlighten people about health care. Visit criticalhealthnews.com and listen to Dr. Wallach's Deadly Recipes lecture. It makes a lot of sense, and I urge you to join our Critical Health News team. Go to criticalhealthnews.com. That's criticalhealthnews.com.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
The freeze-dry guy, leader in the preparedness industry for 44 years, is closing his California warehouse. Don't miss out on this huge warehouse sale and receive discounts from 30 to 40% off on the finest Mountain House and Packaway brand freeze-dried and dehydrated foods for long-term food storage or even everyday use. Plus deep discounts on all in-stock survival gear. The Freeze-Dry Guy is offering a wide selection of freeze-dried foods in number 10 cans and even individually packaged entrees. Remember, meats, vegetables, fruits, and long-range patrol rations are the main components for any long-term food storage. This is limited to stock on hand, so hurry and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, as always, free shipping to the lower 48 states. So hurry up and call 866-404-3663 or 530-798-4414. Remember, this is limited to stock on hand. The Freeze-Dry Guy is your choice for survival food in an uncertain world.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products, most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
A little right, a little left, but always independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network, GCN.
We are back on the bright side. Got a couple lines open for you. We'll get your calls here in just a couple minutes. Try to get your calls here in our second segment, or in this segment. 844-236-6010 is our number. If you're interested in purchasing any of the nutritional supplements formulated by Dr. Wallach, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Ask them if you want to try one product, just try the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. If you're listening to this program for the first time or you're a new listener, just started listening to the program last couple weeks or last month or so, and you're interested but you don't know where to start, get yourself the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Sip on it. Don't drink it all at once. Just sip on it, and you don't need to necessarily follow the instructions where you do 2 scoops a day. Just get to just do enough so you like the taste. Put it in a water bottle. Some folks like half a scoop. Some folks like a full scoop. Whatever it is, it's more important that you do it all day long than you do a full scoop all at once. Watch what happens. If you're on medication, watch what happens to your medicines. You'll notice that your medications are working more effectively. You'll notice once you start a nutritional supplement program in general and on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine that you can use less medication, and ultimately you'll notice that you can eliminate your medication. This is what nutritional supplementation is all about. It's restoring yourself back to health without drugs, without doctors, without the necessity of the medical model. Now, we've been talking about short-chain fatty acids here for the last couple of days. Short-chain fatty acids, the main one we've been talking about is butyric acid or butter. Well, there's also another one. We started talking about that yesterday, and that's acetic acid, also known as apple cider vinegar, also known as vinegar. I like apple cider vinegar because you get potassium in there, and you get the stomach acid, or the low pH liquid that can help you digest your food. I like apple cider vinegar. You can use any vinegar, really. I like apple cider vinegar, Bragg's organic apple cider vinegar. But the main reason why you get all these benefits from apple cider vinegar is because you're actually drinking a short-chain fatty acid. When you do apple cider vinegar, you are drinking short-chain fatty acids. Now, you can get your short-chain fatty acids from butter, certainly, but you can also get them by drinking vinegar. Short-chain fatty acids are super, super powerful, and anything you can do to upregulate, to increase the amount of these things in your body is going to be in your health interest. Veggies, fiber, probiotics, fasting, these are all great ways to upregulate short fats and improve your health, and quickly, sometimes within hours. You know, if you drink a little bit of apple cider vinegar, you're going to notice within a couple of minutes that there's this kind of a sense of well-being that you get just from drinking apple cider vinegar. Why? Because the acetic acid, the short-chain fatty acid, and short-chain fatty acids in general have this beneficial, salutary overall health benefit. They just make you feel better. They make the chemistry of your body feel better. Eating butter can help. Yesterday we took a call from Kelly in South Carolina who suggested ghee, G-H-E-E. Ghee's a clarified butter or butter oil. You can buy ghee. You can make your own ghee. You simmer butter at a low heat. The solid material will separate out. You drain off the oil, and the oil is butter oil. It's a large concentration of butyric acid, short-chain fatty acid. Vinegar, too. Short-chain fatty acids like vinegar and butyric acid improve sugar metabolism if you're a diabetic. Fat and cholesterol synthesis if you're on a statin drug. We said yesterday and the day before, butter is a natural statin drug, so is vinegar. You can improve mental health, you can improve well-being. The cells of your digestive tract use vinegar, use acetic acid, use butter or butyric acid, and all the short-chain fatty acids very easily for energy. And this accounts for many of the appetite suppressant effects and digestive benefits, digestive health benefits from short-chain fatty acids. How cool is this? This is butter and vinegar. I'm talking for a couple of dollars a week, or a couple of dollars a month, you can get some of the most powerful, non-toxic, overall salutary benefits from anything, way more than you can from any prescription drug, for a couple of dollars a week, non-toxic too. Short-chain fatty acids are water-soluble fats, and this accounts for a lot of their benefits. They've got some of the characteristics of fats, and they've got a lot of the characteristics of water solubility. Vinegar is a classic example of a water-soluble fat. Vinegar, by the way, makes a great cleaner for counters and for glass, because it combines this water-soluble property with a fat-soluble property, and it can help dissolve grime and dirt. Vinegar is a short-chain fatty acid, a volatile fatty acid. It evaporates. If you use vinegar for a cleanser, the vinegar will actually evaporate off. Now, apple cider vinegar won't, because it's got some minerals in there and some other particulates, but if you use just plain old vinegar, distilled vinegar, it makes a great cleanser for your counters, non-toxic cleanser. Acetic acid, short-chain fatty acids in general, are produced by bacterial breakdown of fiber. And vinegar, by the way, is a metabolically and biologically active compound that is part of our healthy metabolism. We make vinegar. Our cells make vinegar just like they make all short-chain fatty acids. And this is why apple cider vinegar is so darn good for you and so non-toxic. Just a little swig. Finish off your meals with it because short-chain fatty acids are appetite suppressants. So if you finish off your meals with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, you'll find that you are eating less food and you can end your meal much quicker. Great for weight loss. Acetic acid in vinegar, because it's a water-soluble fat, is also great for dissolving skin oils, especially those that are associated with acne. Vinegar, apple cider vinegar, is a great toner. This is one of the benefits of using alpha-hydroxy acids like glycolic acid for improving blemishes and removing skin oils. Glycolic acid, lactic acid, other alpha-hydroxy acids that can be used to improve skin health if you have acne or you have photo-damaged skin or to lighten dark spots. They're not exactly short-chain fatty acids, but they're pretty close. Acetic acid is a short-chain fatty acid, and it's an alpha-hydroxy acid as well. So a lot of the benefits that you get from glycolic acid and lactic acid, you get from apple cider vinegar too. We're going to be talking a lot about skin here, probably next week. We'll talk about skin for a couple of weeks. I've got my new products coming out, the True Skin Health products. Some of you have asked about that. They should be ready to go here in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be spending some time talking about skin and skin health. That'll probably be sometime middle of next week or maybe the week after that. In any case, acetic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, these are all alpha-hydroxy acids and short-chain fatty acids. Acetic acid, anyway, is a short-chain fatty acid, dissolves skin oils. You can use it to improve skin health, especially if you're dealing with acne. As it turns out, the bacteria that are associated with inflammation and the formation of pimples, acne pimples, also make short-chain fatty acids. The bacteria themselves will release short-chain fatty acids, and estheticians will tell you that when they're doing skin peels on acne skin, on skin that has a lot of pimples on it, they can, as they're exfoliating or removing the pimples using peeling agents, there's a kind of a smell that is emitted from the bacteria and from the pimples as the pimples are being broken up by whatever peeling agent your esthetician's using, and that odor is actually a volatile fatty acid that's produced by those bacteria. It's a type of short-chain fatty acid. Short-chain fatty acids are fundamental chemicals that all living materials make, whether they're human cells, animal cells, or bacterial cells. The particular short-chain fatty acid that acne bacteria will make, it's called propionic acid, and that's another interesting short-chain fatty acid. The three main short fats are butyric acid, propionic acid, and acetic acid, and that is also vinegar. All right, got lots more to say here about these short-chain fatty acids. Also want to tell you a little bit about medium-chain fats, which are a little bit different and have their own spectrum of benefits. Coconut oil, of course, is a wonderful source of these medium-chain fats, which, like the short-chain fats, can be used for energy in the body. All right, there's the music. I meant to get to some calls here, but we'll get your calls here in our next segment. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back right after this.
By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Block-It Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockItPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockItPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockItPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
So who else will you meet at the Get Prepared Expo? For starters, from Republic Broadcasting, John Moore and John Statmiller. From GCN, Aaron and Brad Dakins, Joyce Riley, and me, Vincent Finelli. Joining us are the instructors whom you've learned to trust. Surgeon of the Year, Dr. Norman Shealy. Engineer, Matt Stein. The real Fox Mulder of the X-Files, Dr. Richard Allen Miller. Author and analyst, Captain John Reagan. Your counterterrorist from Central America, Mike Ma. Dental center owner and my dentist, Dr. Howard Shane. Radiation instructor, Craig Douglas. Author and survivalist, Rich Sheben. Author, Judy Dollarhite. Cancer center owner from Mexico, Dr. Patrick Vickers. Bug out expert and pilot, Captain Bill Sermo. Beekeeper, Jeff Maddox. Seedsman, Mike Knox. Author, Gayla Pruitt. Author, Harry Cooper. Food expert, Joe Acapinti. And Bill Whaley, the junk man. March 27, 28, and 29. GetPreparedExpo.com, the largest preparedness and survival expo in the USA.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Independently leading the way for the nation. Compelling talk for every political persuasion. We are GCN.
Okay, welcome back to the Bright Side. Pharmacist Ben here. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time. All the Brightside episodes are archived at brightsideben.com. If you miss a program, you can head over to brightsideben.com. Also, benfuchsarchives.com. Thank you to Peter in the UK who set that up. You can also review programs that you miss or review programs that you may have found confusing, or if you want to just share some information with anybody who may benefit. You can go over to brightsideben.com and click on the archive page, or benfuchsarchives.com. Of course, if you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, you can purchase them right off the website, brightsideben.com. Also, pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com. And you can also call the phone team at 866-735-2470. Our number today is 844-236-6010 if you're dealing with a health challenge and you want to simplify, you want a nutritional supplement program, or if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we can help you do that. 844-236-6010 is our number. Time to hit the phones. Let's go to Massachusetts, I believe. Is this Davenport? Is that your name?
Yes, that's right.
Davenport. That's a cool name. What's going on, Davenport? How you doing today?
Good. I'm calling because my daughter has a problem with fibroids.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if you could comment about potential causes of fibroids and then whatever supplements might be helpful in.
They're easy. They're super easy. They're obviously a big problem. First of all, nobody just has fibroids. I assume you mean uterine fibroids, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yep. Nobody just has uterine fibroids. In fact, this is a really interesting subject. I'm glad you brought this up, okay? One of the things about diseases is they're usually, what we call diseases are usually secondary to fundamental causes. But if you go to the doctor, they're going to try to treat the secondary symptoms. Fibroids are a secondary symptom that follows a primary cause. Without knowing the primary cause, you're not going to be able to treat the fibroids unless you're a doctor, in which you'll just cut them out, or you'll burn them, or you'll remove the whole organ. That's what the doctors will do, because they're not going to the fundamental causes. The fundamental cause of a fibroid is the same as a fundamental cause of anything else. It's distress in the body. In the case of fibroids, you're dealing with some kind of problem utilizing fats and very possibly utilizing sugars as well. So I guarantee you, Davenport, that your daughter's got other health issues. She probably has PMS. She probably has some malabsorption, some digestive problems that are a reflection of fat malabsorption as well. So what you want to do is you want to start to accumulate some data. You need to collect the dots before you can connect the dots, and that means starting to get some information. The first piece of information you want is food information. That's always the first piece of information. Always, 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 always. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's just how the body works. And remember, all our bodies are the same. So it doesn't matter what your health challenge is. At the bottom of it, for the most part, is going to be a digestive crisis. So what you want to do is look for food problems, especially around fatty foods. Fibroids are responsive to estrogen. Estrogen is responsive to fats. So that means she's probably got some kind of malabsorption of fats going on. That means using, first of all, you want to start eating less fatty foods, less purely fatty foods, and start focusing on good fats. Coconut oil would be one of her best friends, for example. Also the short-chain fatty acids, butter, apple cider vinegar, etc. These are the things we've been talking about for the last couple of days. Using digestive enzymes that help her process fats. There's a digestive enzyme called lipase. She should be doing that with all her fatty foods. Get on the Ultimate Enzymes. That's a good source of lipase. Also finishing off your meals with apple cider vinegar and the digestive enzymes together. She might want to consider getting some extra bile salts, B-I-L-E, bile salts. You buy those in the health food store. And then using lecithin after her meals can be very helpful too. Lecithin is a component of bile, and lecithin is involved in fat absorption. She's probably going to be deficient in her fatty vitamins, and vitamin A especially. Fatty vitamin is a fatty vitamin. It also helps balance out excess estrogen. Usually there's some excess estrogen that's involved when you have fibroids, or the wrong kinds of estrogen. And anything she could do to help balance out estrogen is going to be in her interest. Vitamin A, 20,000 international units a day with her fatty foods, with her fatty meals. She might want to try some progesterone cream. That can also have a balancing effect on estrogen. Then there's the whole blood sugar component. Anytime there's excess growth in the body, whether it's cysts or whether it's skin tags or whether it's fibroids, there's usually an insulin, there's usually a component of blood sugar, dysglycemia, messed up blood sugar, or also problems with insulin. So restricting her intake of sugary foods, sweet foods, any foods that spike her insulin, potatoes, rice, breads, cereals, pastas, desserts, etc. If she doesn't want to go zero tolerance, at least reduce her intake of those. More coconut oil, more protein makes it easier to restrict your intake of those sugary foods, and then using nutritional supplements that help balance sugar is also a good idea. Chromium, vanadium, that would be the sweeties. Magnesium is very important for sugar control. So is zinc, and zinc, by the way, is also helpful for helping balance out hormones. She should probably be using 50 milligrams of zinc a day. I'd be doing zinc picolinate. And then, of course, her essential fatty acids are not optional. Not optional. EFAs, I'd be doing the ultimate EFAs. I'd be doing 3 of them 3 times a day with all of her fatty meals. And I guarantee you, my friend, if she does even half of what I told you, she's going to notice dramatic results. If she does all of what we just talked about, she's going to notice some very, very significant results, much better results than she could ever get from a physician. Last but not least, probiotics, good bacteria can be very helpful. Get her on the Biolumin Nightly Essence, 3 capsules in the morning, 3 capsules at night. And fibroids are not a curse. You don't have to have them. As soon as she starts to control what she eats, especially around fats, especially around sugars, she's going to notice some significant differences. Does that help, Davenport?
Well, yeah, that's great. Thanks very much. This is a good list, a lot of comprehensive information. I really appreciate it.
God bless you, buddy. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. All right, let's move on to Illinois and welcome Maria to the bright side. What's up, Maria?
Yeah, I'm having knee surgery, and I've been told that in addition to some painkillers, I'm asked to take Lyrica, and I looked it up, and it just doesn't sound right to me.
What was their thinking? Why would they tell you to take Lyrica?
Well, they said that it would prevent this kind of buzzing sort of pain that occurs that people can't find a solution to later on. And
That's what your doctor told you?
I don't know if I want...
You don't need Lyrica. That's absurd. That is absurd. Quote me on that. Lyrica is an anticonvulsant drug.
That's what I know, and that's why I looked it up, and I was kind of shocked. And I thought, I don't think I want something trashing my brain, really.
It's hard for me not to get angry when I hear these things. I try not to get angry, but how can human beings do this to other human beings? How can a doctor do this to somebody? He's going to give you an anticonvulsant drug, a drug that's used for seizures.
I have no convulsions now. I'm good. I just have a bad knee.
I'm telling you. Well, at least you're witnessing firsthand the idiocy of the medical model. Idiocy with a capital I of the medical model. The idiocy. They use it for epilepsy, and they're going to give you this. Go ahead.
My question is, do I just not take it?
I can't tell you what you got to do what you got to do, and I can't tell you what to take, not to take. I can only tell you it's an idiotic strategy, and you can quote me to the doctor. It's an idiotic strategy. I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to talk about him personally. It's just an idiotic strategy. For knee surgery, there's a lot you should be doing that can speed up the healing after the surgical procedure begins. If you're loaded up with nutrients, this is very important for anybody dealing with surgery. If you're loaded up with nutrients before your surgical procedure, as soon as that cut is made, the healing process will begin. And that's why you want to start your nutritional supplement program a month before your surgery, or at least a couple of weeks before your surgery. One of the most important supplements you want to be on is not a nutritional supplement, it's digestive enzymes. And digestive enzymes can have a really, really powerful effect on anti-inflammation, and to speed up healing after surgery. Anybody going into surgery wants to be loading up on digestive enzymes 2 weeks to 4 weeks before the surgical procedure. There's tons more you can do. Hang on. Don't go away, Maria. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back at you with more good health information and your phone calls right after this break. Don't go away.
Hi, this is Laura Garris of Lady Talk Live. With the current threat of epidemics and pandemics threatening us and medical resources dwindling, it's time we protect ourselves. That's why I use Longevity's immune booster Beta 500. Beta 500 is the most powerful immune system booster you can buy. This proprietary blend provides the most studied and proven immune system booster available. Order now. Call 855-333-5239. That's 855-333-5239.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
Improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
It's a terrifying thought. You're trapped somewhere without a radio and no access to GCN shows, a doctor's office, the DMV, your mother-in-law's.
Come on, stay for dinner.
That's what makes the newly redesigned GCN Live app a true lifesaver. Listen to your favorite GCN hosts and programming on your smartphone, wherever you are. Download yours free on iTunes or Google Play. The new GCN Live app. Don't leave home without it.
By now, you heard about Bitcoins, but did you know that over 65,000 businesses accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co, because at bidbit.co, you can receive Bitcoin by selling your personal items or business products. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products quickly, easily, and securely at bidbit.co. That's bit.co. bidbit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
Okay, we're back on the bright side talking to Maria in Illinois. He's about to have some knee surgery. What'd you do to your knee, Maria? What happened?
It's just degenerative, you know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a clue right there to how you can help address this issue. First of all, before we went to break, I was telling you about digestive enzymes, very powerfully anti-inflammatory. That's one of the neat benefits of digestive enzymes is they'll help with inflammation in addition to obviously being important for food. Take your digestive enzymes on an empty stomach if you want to exploit or leverage their anti-inflammatory properties. Take them with food if you want to take advantage of their digestive properties. So the ultimate enzymes will be very helpful for you. If you have any kind of digestive problems, by the way, you want to make sure you address those because that will slow down the healing process. Any kind of pro-inflammatory foods that get into your system will slow down healing. And if you have malabsorption of protein, that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for you to heal. So make sure you're getting enough protein, liquid protein ideally. The Slender FX or whey protein can be helpful for you. And use digestive enzymes with your protein to make sure you're getting all the benefits of the protein. You may want to throw in some extra amino acids also. Arginine can be important for the healing process, maybe 500 milligrams or so to 1,000 milligrams a day. You could take more if you like, but 500 to 1,000 milligrams of arginine. Glutamine can be very helpful for healing. Again, 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams a day of glutamine, and then in addition to your whey protein or egg protein, any kind of animal protein if you're not a vegetarian can help speed up healing. Essential fatty acids are also going to be important for you. Get on the ultimate EFAs, 3 capsules, at least 3 capsules once a day, but if you could do 3 times a day, that's even better. Get on the Healthy Start Pack, and that'll get you your EFAs. It'll also get you your Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Make sure you're sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. It'd probably be in your interest to stay away from sugar or anything that messes up your blood sugar or causes problems with insulin. If you have a degenerative problem, chances are pretty good you're already dealing with blood sugar problems, blood sugar issues. So making sure you're controlling that. You can use the Sweeties. That will help you. And also magnesium and copper are two very important minerals for speeding the healing process up, and so is zinc. In fact, I would be on 50 milligrams of zinc as soon as possible. That's one of the most important healing minerals of all, 50 milligrams a day of zinc, and I like zinc picolinate. I told you about vitamin A. Or no, I didn't tell you about vitamin A. Vitamin A is very important, and also vitamin E, super, super duper important for healing. Doctors don't like people to take vitamin E before surgeries because vitamin E will thin the blood a little bit, but that just means you're going to get more oxygen to your tissues, and that's actually a good thing. So in my opinion, you do want vitamin E, and also you may want to try a little bit of vitamin K, or at least vitamin K-containing foods, especially algae and butter. Those can be good sources of vitamin K. Butter also is a good source of, as we've been talking about, the short-chain fatty acids, and that may also help you. Lots and lots of good stuff you can do to help speed the healing process, and good luck with everything, Maria. I hope that helps you out.
Thank you.
And be careful of the prescription drugs, because it's just going to put an added burden on an already stressed-out body. You know, when you have surgery, your body is freaked out. To the human body, or to a body, when a surgical procedure is initiated, the body thinks you're being eaten by a tiger. And that's why your blood clots, by the way. You know, after surgery, the doctors will give you blood thinners. Why? Because after a surgical procedure, your blood will clot. Well, why does your blood clot? Because blood clotting is a major sign of protection. It's a way the body protects itself from hemorrhaging to death on the African savanna after a tiger bites your leg off. So after surgery, man, that's the last thing. Prescription drug is the last thing you want to be taking after a surgery or before surgery. Obviously, you need pain pills or sometimes anti-inflammatories. But Lyrica, are you kidding me? An anticonvulsant, one of the most nasty classes of drugs there are for a surgical procedure? My God, what are these people thinking? All right, Mel in Texas, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the bright side.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, Mel.
Friend, male, 50 years old, went to the doctor, no real symptoms, wanted to get his prostate checked, came back with polycythemia. They wanted to immediately start pulling his blood out. I did some research. It sounds like a sticky blood issue, but his body's making way too many red blood cells.
You got it, girl. That's exactly what it is. It's too many blood cells. Why does the body make too many blood cells? Because it's trying to help itself, because it's starving of oxygen. That's what blood cells are about. Red blood cells are oxygen delivery, oxygen carriers. When the body's making a lot of red blood cells, it's trying to deliver oxygen to tissues that haven't seen oxygen. That means there's inflammation somewhere, which is not uncommon. Mel, he doesn't have a blood problem. He's got a toxicity problem. He's got an inflammatory problem. So he's got to backtrack. Your friend has to backtrack to other symptoms. And if you just want to cut to the chase and you don't want to deal with that, go to the digestive system, go to the blood sugar system, and then practice deep breathing. In fact, deep breathing and oxygenation should be the first thing he does today. Sit on the couch, get him an app. If it's a good friend, get him an app called My Calm Beat or Bio Breathing, a smartphone app, and have him practice slow, deep breathing. That alone will help. But then you stabilize the blood sugar and work on the digestive angle. Look for other symptoms. You're going to notice that he's got problem foods. If he's got polycythemia, he has long-term inflammation. If he has long-term inflammation, that's long-term digestive distress. And that alone, controlling the food alone is going to make a huge difference in addition to the deep breathing. See how easy this stuff is, you guys? Fasting, by the way, is another good strategy for reducing inflammation, and he'll notice he feels better when he fasts. Was he had no symptoms? Was he asymptomatic? Or he didn't notice any symptoms?
Apparently, I mean, except for some, feeling like his prostate, like...
He probably didn't notice symptoms. Well, he had other symptoms. He probably didn't notice them. Deep breathing, look at the digestive system, focus on blood sugar, get him on the Healthy Start Pack. It's probably a good idea, sipping on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And if he's got any foods that are causing constipation or gas or bloating, absolutely eliminate those foods. Just general health strategies. That's how you're going to approach this. Polycythemia is a sign that the body's freaked out and it's in distress, trying to deliver oxygen to the tissues.
Right, so bloodletting's not a good idea.
Well, in an emergency, if it's an emergency kind of thing, but it's not going to solve the problem.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Ben.
Good luck. God bless. Okay, let's go to Bruce in Kansas. What's up, brother? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hey, Bruce. Ben, can you hear me?
I hear you. What's up, Bruce? Ben? Yes, sir.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Great listening to you. I listen to you every day. I've been doing it for about 2 years.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Some longevity supplements. They've been helping me out a lot with my cholesterol, my sugar problems. I followed your lead on a lot of those things. But there's one issue that's been coming on and off for now about 6 months, and it's like a inflammation in my rectal area. It comes and goes.
Are you constipated?
And I think no.
You sure?
I mean, the stools sometimes are not as solid as I would like them to be, but I'm regular. Constipation means you're going more than you want to.
Are you talking about when you hang on, Bruce, when you say you have like discomfort or inflammation, you're talking about externally, or does it feel like it's inside?
It's more external.
So you think it's a hemorrhoid?
But there is some bleeding.
Okay, that sounds like a hemorrhoid to me, and that is associated with pushing. Do you feel like you ever have to push when you have a bowel movement? Like
No,
it just all right. Then something's coming in through the stool that may be irritating a little bit. Something may be coming through as you evacuate your bowels. So usually it's involved with pushing, but if you're sure that's not the case, it has something to do with the stools, and that means food, Bruce. That's basically what it means. So here's what you want to do. Number one, this is what I would do. Put it that way. See if you could do a 2 or 3 day fast. That's first of all. That'll reset your digestive buttons, if you will, and then you'll resensitize yourself to specific foods. So if you can fast for 3 days, clear the decks, hit the reset button, so to speak, and then start introducing foods one at a time, starting with your favorite foods, and try to eat very simply. So instead of an egg salad sandwich, just have a hard-boiled egg, or instead of a chicken salad sandwich, just have a piece of chicken, so you can figure out what's causing what kind of problems. And then spend all day or spend as much time as you can eating that one kind of food and watch what happens. And what you're going to notice is specific foods are going to be associated with that problem, and you want to eliminate those foods. At the same time, there's a lot of digestive strategies, supplemental strategies you can use. One of the most important, of course, we talk about all the time is the Biolumin Nightly Essence, probiotics, and also fermented foods. If your stools are a little bit loose, that can be a sign that you've got what's called dysbiosis, messed up gut bacteria. And if you have a burning sensation or inflammation in the external part of when you have a bowel movement on the outside part of your intestinal tract, chances are good that something is getting into the stool, and probiotics can be very helpful. You may also want to try apple cider vinegar for all the reasons we've been talking about. Number one, for helping you digest your food, and also as a source of short-chain fatty acids. A couple swigs of apple cider vinegar during the day and after your meals as well. Try building your short-chain fatty acids also by using more fiber. Get yourself a Vitamix if you don't have one, and do vegetable juices, especially celery and cucumber, which are wonderful sources in addition to fiber, are wonderful sources of nitrates. And I hope that helps you, Bruce. There's tons more you could do, but that's just all the time we have for today. And
I drink a veggie smoothie every morning.
Smoothie's not a juice. A smoothie is not a juice, though. Bruce, I got to go. If you want to call back Monday, if you want to call back Monday, we can continue. Thank you, my friend. Or you can shoot me an email, ben@ksco.com. Put your phone number on there. All right. Thanks for listening, friends. That's all the time we have for today. We'll be back at you Monday. We'll continue talking short-chain fatty acids. And then we're going to talk a little bit about skin health. We'll spend a couple of days or maybe even a couple of weeks talking about the skin. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful, spectacular, awesome day. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit, then carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Walland Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Walland Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall and Associates, 1-800-425-4610.